I'm Dr. Christine Ross.
And I'm Carmen Ross.
So, why are we here? Well, realistically, Falling For It came about because I'm over here talking to sis, and we are talking to a friend just about what it looks like to make mistakes as a whole. And Carmen, and I don't even remember the total context of the whole thing, but she was just like, well, you're going to mess up, but just fall forward. And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like from my experience of falling, because I'm a professional faller because I'm very clumsy. So what I do when I fall is that when I trip, I roll forward so I won't break a bone. So when I fall, I land and I roll.
It's
And
kind of like that
motion.
stop, drop, and roll. It's
Right,
a
right.
planned fall.
Yes.
It's a calculated fall.
So when you're falling forward, once you hit that ground, it might hurt still, even if you're rolling. But once you fall, you got to figure out which way you're going to go. So since I'm already falling forward, I'm just going to walk forward. So you don't want to fall backwards. You want to fall forward so you can use it for growth.
Yeah, and I think that whole thing is one thing that Carmen and I had talked about, and as we were even thinking about the ideal of this show, is one of the big kind of steeples that I live by is that there's always a crisis before a change. So you ain't never heard nobody say, well, you know what? My life has just been so great and so perfect that I learned all these things. Like usually those people are like really without insight. They're usually without good friends. They're really without, I feel like you don't get wisdom from it. You only get wisdom when you actually pushing forward and you're falling and you're like, oh, I'm good. I ain't finna do that again.
Right.
Like I learned from this experience. I'm not finna do that again. So, but I can go ahead and inform you based on my own experience as to what this might looks like. My daddy used to always say experience is the best teacher, but a fool will have no other. So basically, if you want to learn what it means to get shot by getting shot, you do you, boo. However, I am okay with learning what it means to get shot by just talking to you about your experience of being shot.
Yeah, I used to talk to my friend about that because she told me, and she was 18 and she was young and I was adult, and she was saying, well, I want to learn for myself. And that's a good thing to learn for yourself. But some things I just don't want to learn for myself. Just like being shot. I don't want to get shot. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation to get shot so I can say don't get shot. I'm going to say I don't want to get shot because John got shot over there and John's arm is on the floor. So I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm not going to do it. And when I was younger, I wish that I would have learned more and listened more to other people because the wounds get deep, man. Like some of these wounds, I still got a scar on my leg from a bad tragic incident when I was being a damn fool. But I do not want to create other scars on my body. I want to learn from somebody else's mistakes.
So, and I think it's looking at at the end of the day, there is value in our experiences. There is never a point in our lives in which we don't have value in the experiences we have. And that doesn't matter how crappy the freaking experience is, but it's a choice. It is a choice at the end of the day. Am I going to take from this? Am I going to learn from this? Or am I going to allow it to be my hindrance? And I think a lot of people go into that place that, oh, why this always got to happen to me? Why this, blah, 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 blah. Well, let's look at it like this. You are the common denominator in your own life. You follow yourself every single place you go. Mm-hmm. You can't get away from you. So when we over here talking about, well, why is this always happening to me? The first question you got to ask yourself is, why are you the same you? Why have you chosen not to learn from what happened that last time? Because one thing that especially I feel like within the last 10, 15 years, and for me, and I could just say, me being a Christian, and sometimes I'm not going to lie, I don't always have the cleanest mouth, so let's just keep that real. But with me being a Christian, I always be like, okay, Lord, I don't know why this got to happen. However, what is it that I need from this situation?
Yeah, and then we also got to realize when we fall and we have crappy situations sometimes. I mean, we all go through something. But this is what I heard somebody say, and I can't remember who it was, but I really believe this. Every path you take leads to where you need to be. because every situation can be used to get you to your end game. And it's at the end of that game is what you choose to do. So you can say, man, I wish I would have went to school when I was 25 opposed to 45. It still leads to the same road if you go to school, to graduation if you complete it. So no matter what path or whatever crosses your mind or what regrets you have, it's still time for you to get back on that end path, because all roads will lead to one end.